Have you ever experienced this scenario before? Whilst you beg for your life to an unscathed enemy, you may find yourself wondering just what could you have done differently. Or, alternatively, you can blame bad luck and move on. If you care to learn, then continue to watch, for today we shall learn to kill those Soviet sluggers. First, we must learn the difference between the various T-34s. For this purpose, we will only be focusing on the T-34-76s and its front plate, as that is arguably the most important view to learn. The first one you will run into on your journey is the T-34-1940. This tank is identifiable by its rounded turret face and stubby gun, in addition to its protruding mantlet. As for its chassis, this will remain a constant, virtually unchanged feature into the future. As such, their usefulness in identification is null. With these key features identified, we can move on to the next iteration. The T-34-1941 is similar to its 1940 version, with the only reliable identification marker being the longer barrel and revised mantlet. The only other notable feature is the added track armor on the side of the turret, although this is a modification that will need to be researched, so in all likelihood not every T-34-1941 will have it. It is instead advisable to focus on the key markers. This version should be immediately identifiable by the largest appearance change thus seen. The T-34-1942 marks a departure from the last two with a completely revised turret. This T-34 is the easiest of the variants to identify solely on its turret. However, to be extra sure, we can observe small changes such as to the driver's hatch, bow gun, and tow hooks. With all these covered, it's time to find out how to actually hurt the buggers. Once more, back to the 1940, we find ourselves taking aim with our trusty 6-pounder cannon. This gun, at this closer range, has a penetration of 122mm, which is a midpoint between the American 75 and the German 75. No matter the gun, as long as it's a near equivalent to these discussed, we'll be able to exploit all the weak spots shown. At first, we can view that the turret cheeks are the clear weakness of this model, with the shot effortlessly causing a ruckus inside the enemy. Next, an attempt on the lower front plate causes little damage. However, my impatient target moves forward, exposing a critical weak spot on the hull. This shot cleans straight through the curved plate that joins the upper and lower plates. This shot is a weakness on nearly all T-34 tanks we will cover today. Before we can move on, we must observe the effect that an angled T-34 can exact. This demonstrates that learning the turret weak points may be your only way of victory. As all T-34 chassis remain almost the same, this point can be applied to all enemies encountered today. As with the 1940, the 1941 offers the same weak spots with its turret cheeks and curved plate at the front. However, a new weakness is exposed. The T-34s from this point onward will have a fairly obvious protruding gun mount that is only a flat 45mm plate. Almost every gun can penetrate this spot and knock out the cannon breech. Since we've covered these weak spots before on the 1940, let's move on. The T-34-1942, with its revised turret, offers a new challenge for us to learn. In the course of the Soviets sticking a new lid onto their tanks, they have created a drastic weak spot. The large and prominent turret ring ensures that this model of T-34 can be harmed no matter how desperately our target wiggles his turret. As a quick aside, you get to see the rare T-34E, an up-armoured variant with the same weak spots as the typical T-34. Overall, I do hope you have learned from this. Now, I must state that in a match, not all of these shots will be easy as shooting a sitting duck, and you must have patience and be willing to try over and over again. That will be all from myself. Have a good day.